Hi there, Gary Korb here with another excellent fan mail question. This one is from TJ in Athens, Georgia, who writes, I read some articles about pairing food and cigars, but they had more to do with full meals. What would you recommend for pairing cigars with snack foods like nuts, fruits, chocolates, etc.? Well, let me tell you something, TJ. I love having a snack with my cigar in addition to whatever drink I'm pairing with it. And I'm not just talking about having a cigar with dessert after a meal, since a cigar is a dessert all by itself. Plus, many aficionados don't recommend pairing cigars with desserts or sweets, since sweetness and smokiness really don't mix very well. So for dessert, choose one or the other. But say you're smoking a cigar in the afternoon. Pairing it with things like nuts and fruits and chocolate, dark chocolate that is, can bring a little extra satisfaction to the table without compromising the flavors in the cigar. In some cases, they may even enhance your cigar's flavor profile. Now, most cigar smokers don't pair food with their cigars, so here's one of the other things I want to point out. Because flavors such as nuts, fruits, cocoa, for example, are sometimes found in cigars, snacking on these foods when you're not smoking may help your palate better identify those flavors the next time you light up. So let's take a look at some of the things that tend to go well with the cigar from just a snack perspective. Keep in mind that, like all things cigars, what you pair with your cigars is just as personal as what you taste in your cigars. Now, for the purposes of this demonstration, I'll be drinking water with these snacks so as not to add any additional flavors to the mix. All right, so what I have here is kind of an array of foods whose flavors you might or not taste in a cigar, but these tend to come up pretty often. For example, raw almonds, cashews, raisins, and then there are things like fruit, some tartness, and these are things that you would probably want to pair with your cigar. These are good snacks. This is the hazelnut, chocolate, and this is 85% cocoa, and this is what I was talking about with the dark chocolate. You want that nice bittersweet chocolate. Now that goes up to 90%, but I kind of compromise it at 85%. So let's see, I'm going to have the almond. And basically, I'm not really doing this to change the taste of the cigar. It's just sort of, like I said, we're talking really about snacking. So you want to have snacks that sort of go with flavors that you'll find in a cigar. Now, there may be no almond flavor or raisins or cashews or even chocolate in this cigar at all. But these are just nice things that help accent the flavors and the taste of your cigar and help you just, enjoy your cigar a little bit more when you're relaxing. Try some raisins. Now, raisins are a little sweeter and they're fruity. And actually, that's a pretty nice mix. I kind of like that. Try some cashews. Now, these are salted cashews. You may even find a little saltiness in some of your cigars, too. That's nice, too. And these are all things that I kind of like. Now, what's really cool is you take the almonds and you cover them with dark chocolate covered almond. This is really nice. Now you're really getting into some snacking, right? Now, the chocolate is very strong. It almost overpowers the taste of the cigar. But once again, we're just snacking. We're having fun. Here's another thing that I like. We talked about dark chocolate. This is probably the most important one in terms of if you're going to pair, say, chocolate with your cigar. This is 85% cocoa, so it's going to be very bitter. It's not going to be like, a brownie or anything like that. It's going to be very bitter. But there's something about mixing this dark chocolate taste with the cigar. So let's see how we do it. Yeah, now that's nice because what I have is this nice chocolatey mix, in my mouth, kind of coating my palate, and then the smoke comes in, and they really blend pretty nicely. I think that's a really good suggestion there. Now, hazelnuts are another thing I taste sometimes in cigars. Now, I couldn't find any hazelnuts, but I did find dark chocolate covered hazelnut. So let's try this. Like, this chocolate is much sweeter. Well, the dark chocolate hazelnut was nice too. Again, this is dark chocolate, but it's obviously not 85% cacao. It's much less. And then there's another thing that I like. It's a little healthier, I suppose, overall, and that is to have a apple. And I usually like Honeycrisp apples, which are very sweet, but these are Granny Smith apples. I call them Granny Smith. It's Granny Smith apple, and they're a little tart. So I think that's kind of a nice mix too. And you have just the fruit's just a little tart, so. What I also like about having an apple is that there's a lot of water in it. It really kind of cleanses the palate in a way. And it freshens everything up. That's really nice. Now I'm getting kind of like a woody, mostly a woody, earthy flavor out of the cigar. And it's a little bit sweet, has a Maduro wrapper on it. But it's really, really tasting very, very nice with that apple. And then finally, after you smoke your cigar, it's always good to cleanse your palate with another tart fruit, and I prefer mandarin oranges. And they're sweet and they're tart and they're great for cleansing your palate. And you could use apples too, but I prefer the mandarin. Now you can also try some trail mix, not with M&Ms, but dark chocolate, and you've really got something. So there you go, TJ, and I hope you found this answer enlightening too. Buen provecho and happy smokes.